What a wonderful day in God's world, Christ is King. And thank you for joining me and Ben today on the Right Perspective podcast. We're currently relaunching, we're doing a deep dive into important topics. For a while, we'll move on to other sections of the show that are a little bit more lighthearted.
Mm-hmm. Welcome.
We're still getting the hang of the podcast thing. Today, our topic is going to be going over child sacrifice. That's something that I think we kind of separate from the modern term of abortion, and we need to go over the history, what it means, all of its forms, things like that. It's been a part of humanity since the fall of man in the garden. We know from historical accounts and from the Bible itself that there are many tribes and nations that frequently committed child sacrifice, and they gave their children and their firstborn children to false gods and idols. This was such a prominent issue in the ancient culture that God made sure to tell the Hebrews in Leviticus, actually chapter 18, verse 21, God says, "And you shall not let any of your descendants pass through the fire of Molech, nor shall you profane the name of your God. I am the Lord." And again in Deuteronomy 12:31, "You must not worship the Lord your God the way other nations worship their gods. For they performed for their gods every detestable act that the Lord hates. They even burned their sons and daughters as sacrifices to their gods." Which is interesting that God actually states it like before he says, gotta leave that chair. Before he says, don't burn your children, he says, don't worship me that way. Because every time you're doing that, you were worshiping a god, praying for it to not do this thing or that, to give rain.
Right.
The exact methods that they would do this were very brutal. This is one of the more heinous crimes man has probably ever committed on the planet. The previous passage says pass through fire in relation to child sacrifice, and it describes probably the most common form that the Canaanites and the Ammonites did. Actual immolation, burning of a child alive. Another method of child sacrifice was through the idol of Molech. Many descriptions from ancient tradition describe a large, bull-headed statue, and they would place, usually there's a huge fire beneath it to get it burning hot, and then place the child on the outstretched hands of that idol of Molech. And it was a very, very horrible death for a child to do. It was horrible. And so I completely understand when God says, hey, kill all these people, get rid of them. They're not good.
There's a reason.
They would do this. They would do probably very perverse sexual acts. It's like a ritualistic worship of, Baal, Molech, all these different things.
Interrupt there for a moment. That one of the most, what is it called? Traumatizing? Moments from a book I read growing up. It's called The Young Carthaginian by Jay Henty. Excellent books.
I've heard of that.
Excellent books. But there's a small scene near the beginning where it's talking about the temples in Carthage, and it mentions the children being sacrificed on the idols, and I'm like, whoa! I'm like 9 or something.
9 years old reading about that, yeah.
And I wonder now, thinking about it, especially in this context, I wonder if that's part of the reason they were just totally destroyed by Rome. I wonder if God used Rome as a judgment on them. After the Third Punic War, I think it was, they destroyed Carthage, salted the ground. You are never being a thing again.
You're done.
As Carthage, now it's basically in that same spot is Tunis, the capital of Tunisia. Yeah. But anyway, go ahead.
So I was doing some research and the Carthage popped up, and which is funny because a lot of, I guess, popular culture, it was, the elephants, Carthage is the good guys fighting the big bad Rome, and it's maybe not. Maybe they're not great people.
Yeah. Well, that's...
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
No, it's just that it seems that every pagan society had some form of child sacrifice or abuse, and the specific reasons they would do it were to, a bountiful harvest, to have lots of rain, to pay back the gods for the rain that they'd received for the previous year. So it's not even, it's very clearly for sacrifice you so we have a better life.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
There's a lot of that going on there.
We've heard that better life excuse nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah, I have it written down. It says that, they burnt their children because they believed it would repay Molech. For us, it's one of the most despicable things we can read about in the Old Testament. But just to hand it off to you, I think, Ben, abortion and child sacrifice are no different. What do you think?
Yeah. Something I found very interesting reading up on this was the very first non-Bible kind of mention of abortion that I think we know of is a picture carved into stone.
Yeah.
And what people believe it depicts is this demon character doing an abortion on a woman, and kind of a massage. I don't know. What is it called? A physical trauma type abortion, and it's like that's I don't know. A couple thousand years old, depicting a demon doing it. That was kind of
really
that's on point.
Yeah. That's probably terrifying.
Yeah. But
it is pretty, in my opinion, a demonic act to do.
Yes.
To kill a child before it's exited the womb.
And a lot of people, even a lot of pro-abortionists, recognize that. I think the Satanic Temple just started. They just opened an abortion clinic not long ago.
Yeah.
Very kind of
fitting.
Saying the quiet part out loud.
Yeah.
And I've seen things where a woman, I didn't watch it, but a woman was walking people through here's how you do an abortion as a satanic ritual. Messed up stuff.
Very.
And as you know, USA has quite the history with abortion as well. I got some bullet points on it. See, in 1821, Connecticut passes the first law in the United States barring abortions after quickening, which were usually performed by administering poison to the woman after the 4th month of pregnancy. This is, if you want more information on this, studentsforlife.org has an excellent bullet point history of abortion. I'm going to read a few of those. So 1821, I don't know if we didn't do it until then because it wasn't a problem.
Was it prominent or?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Maybe you got run out of town and killed by the local men.
Yeah, maybe.
When there were standards.
Or maybe there was a law in England about it. I should have looked that up. Maybe there was a British law on it, and it just wasn't. That was one that wasn't carried over when we made our laws. I don't know. Mm-hmm. And then let's see, 1920s, big point for them. Rise of the birth control movement, headed by Margaret Sanger, everybody's favorite abortionist. Oh. She founded Planned Parenthood in the 20s.
Yeah, fun fact, she was also a rampant racist.
Yes.
And funny, even more funny, is Martin Luther King Jr. was the first person to receive the Margaret Sanger Award.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I have not heard of this award. What is it for?
Yeah, I don't know. It's for just being a good person or something.
Interesting.
Yeah, which is dumb, but
that's like funny. Receiving an award for
I know.
The Hitler Award for being.
Satan's I'm giving you the Satan Award, man. You're a pretty fine guy.
Interesting. I've heard some interesting stuff about Martin Luther King. And then of course 1973, the Roe v. Wade Supreme Court decision, which is gone now. Excellent.
Dobbs Day.
Yes.
It was a while ago, I think.
Yeah, it was June 20th, I think it was. Dobbs Day.
Let's go.
Yeah. Until we actually get rid of abortion in America, I think we should celebrate June 20th.
Yeah.
Let's see. In 1977, a revised Hyde Amendment is passed allowing states to deny Medicaid funding except in cases of rape, incest, or severe, long-lasting damage to the woman's physical health. So, the states are allowed to do a little bit on that, but that's not much. That's not much freedom on that.
No.
Now in 1984, this is interesting, pro-lifers controlled the White House and Congress. This is just 12 years after Roe v. Wade. They worked to pass a Human Life Amendment and Human Life Bill, trying to do a two-pronged approach in case one amendment was rejected, in case the amendment was rejected by the states. And it says pro-life advocates divided their support between the amendment and bill, lobbying against each other and causing both to fail. Republicans love to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
That's our specialty.
Yeah. And in 1994, the FACE Act was enacted. If you don't know, the FACE Act, let's see. Well, I'll just read it. Is passed by Congress. The FACE Act forbids the use of force, threat of force, or physical obstruction to prevent someone from providing or receiving abortions. This is the law that keeps people, 50 feet from the doors of an abortion clinic or something like that. This was brought on by Operation Rescue, in which individuals peacefully linked arms to block access to an abortion facility, while sidewalk counselors directed women to PHCs. I don't remember what that stands for. That's kind of based.
Yeah.
Like, you can't get in. Let's see. 1995, here's where it gets really interesting, I think. The U.S. Congress passed the first nationwide ban on partial birth abortion, which was vetoed by President Clinton in 1996.
Gross.
Yeah. Let's see. Jane Roe of Roe v. Wade, who did not have an abortion because the ruling came too late, is befriended by pro-life activists in the same year. She declares that she is pro-life and regrets her role in the landmark case. Let's see. In 1997, Congress passed a slightly amended version of the partial birth abortion ban law, which was again immediately vetoed by President Clinton. And then one more time, 1999, the Senate and House passed the 1997 version of the abortion ban, but the bill died at the end of the congressional session. I think Bush would have been president at that time.
He was really soft, just in general.
Yeah, sad. Let's see. 2004, U.S. District Courts in California, New York, and Nebraska. I was thinking that was California. I was like, the liberal trifecta. But Nebraska declared the federal partial birth abortion ban unconstitutional.
What?
Yeah,
Nebraska.
That's messed up. Well, I mean, I guess they're federal judges, so they're set up by Congress.
Yeah.
Right? Or
approved by the Senate, appointed by the president.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. And then, of course, 2022, it's been 3 years since the Dobbs decision. Wow.
Man.
That it rules that the U.S. Constitution does not confer a right to abortion. I wish they'd gone all the way and said, no, it's actually unconstitutional.
Yeah, it was completely apathetic. Like, it was just like, the right doesn't exist, but,
yeah.
It's...
And that was a 6-3 majority decision. It's weird the decisions they're getting 6-3 right now. They actually had a unanimous decision just the other day, and I don't remember what it was.
There were a lot of unanimous decisions recently, and usually when it's a very cut and dry, like, all right, there's no way to defend this.
Mm-hmm. Even by Ketanji Brown.
Jackson. So dumb. She's a dumb person's idea of a smart person.
Just talks a lot. Have you seen the chart?
The graph.
Yeah, she's talks way more.
Yeah. It's like Jackson, Sotomayor, what's her name? Amy Coney Barrett, and then like the men have like almost no words. I think no, there were some. I think Justice Roberts and Kagan had some spoke a lot, but yeah, that's the history of. It's funny how you think America's probably like what the most prominent Christian country. 60% of modern Americans are Christian, somewhat, probably mostly evangelical, Catholic, and Protestant.
But we were one of the very first to allow abortion.
Yeah.
We weren't the first.
And despite all of our pro-life organizations, the rising abolitionist movement, Christians, and just normal people who will be like, yeah, I'm against that. Mm-hmm. Nothing has really changed.
Right.
I don't think it was a movement of the people to change Roe versus Wade. Like the Dobbs decision wasn't because there was overwhelming support for it or something. The Supreme Court doesn't make decisions like that. And when they overturned that 3 years ago, I think it just exposed people who were using that issue as
pretend to be conservative.
Pretend to be conservative. Like, yeah, I'm for that. We can't do anything about it, but actually now we can.
Right.
And you want to stop at a heartbeat bill? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
So it's a horrible thing, and people say it all the time. We're not horrified enough. We don't hate it enough because it's everywhere. We just kind of accept it as a fact of life. Abortion's here, and we'll fight against it, but it's never really going to be gone. Right. And I don't think it will be until we completely revitalize the nation in a Christian way.
And that carries some weight. It's never going to be gone. That can pretend to carry some weight because it's technically true. As long as we are fallen humans, somebody somewhere will kill their babies. But you say that about murder or rape or something and be like, then let's just not have laws against it. People will be like, no, you're crazy.
Actions.
So that's kind of the history of abortion. I've got some stats here by Pew Research. They're bringing them in from the CDC and the Guttmacher Institute. Let's see. This one is interesting. The vast majority of women who had abortions in 2021 were unmarried. 87% were unmarried, while married women accounted for 13%, according to the CDC, which had data on this from 37 states. Let's see.
So I think, interesting, whether it's on purpose or not, when you get married and get pregnant, you're more likely to keep the kid.
Right.
Just based on that statistic.
You feel safe doing it. You feel like you'll be provided for, doing it, which is a huge thing.
It's probably the best. It is the best way for a kid to grow up with a mother and a father.
And married women are just more conservative, I think, because men are generally more conservative, and there's naturally this leadership thing, part of it.
That's why when people, there's the new statistics about Gen Z young men and women, like younger Gen Z, so like I would say 14 to like 20, 22, much more conservative than like 22 to 30. Okay, and so they're the most religious they've been in 40 years, since the 80s, just amazing. But young women are not. In fact, they're the most liberal they've probably ever been. And I don't think that's a huge issue, because eventually they will follow the men.
Right.
It will take time, because most people are, I think, straight, just naturally. And so they're going to follow the men. Because the men are, they're going to lead society. And especially if they have that conservative look of like, all right, I guess I'm going to do what I want to do, Not be some kind of weak guy.
Yeah. I was looking at the numbers. It was looking like the numbers have actually come down on abortion since the 80s.
Yeah.
I think around 1990 or so was our peak abortion
The 90s,
rate.
really?
Yeah, like in the 3 or so years on either side of 1990, we were doing about 1.5 million abortions every year, according to the statistics. Who knows?
No, you're right.
If that's accurate. That's the chart.
Yeah, I'm looking at it here.
Yeah.
The peak was 1.6 million a year in 1990, and we're currently just under a million.
Well, that's 5 years ago.
Yeah, that was 2021.
They didn't seem to have stats for the last 3-4 years. So Guttmacher Institute saying it's about 930,000 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't account for how how the Dobbs decision has affected things, which I bet it's a lot harder to count now, because so many abortion pills, you can't count all the abortion pills, and not every abortion pill means a death.
Yeah.
Because I bet some people are hoarding abortion pills too.
Well, I bet it makes money.
Well, that too. But also, if you really care about, like, I want to be able to have abortions, and you're afraid it's going to be outlawed, then what do? You buy 100 abortion pills or something, 50 abortion pills, whatever.
Which is, I just want to say, probably, if if you don't want to have an abortion and a kid, stop having sex with random people.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Or
simple fix.
I know that it's wrong, but also, is using protection not something that enters their mind as an idea? Like, I'm not saying you're wrong. It's just a stupid factor. Like,
I don't know. Human depravity. You want something when you want it.
Yeah.
So if you're not prepared for it, and protection doesn't always work.
That's true.
So makes me think of the easy fix thing. It makes me think of what Matt Walsh was saying on his podcast this week. The $9 billion cost saving thing that Congress passed this week, where they took away PBS and NPR's funding.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be $10 billion, but they brought it down to $9 billion because they added some stuff back in. Like, I think it was AIDS prevention money for somewhere in Africa. And Matt Walsh is like, why are we paying them to protect themselves from doing dumb stuff?
Yeah.
It's like, if you're I thought of this great well, I think it's a great analogy, but if your neighbor comes to you and says, hey, I really like jumping off my roof, and I think you should buy me a trampoline or a mattress or whatever to jump onto, and if you don't, you're a terrible person. Mm-hmm. I have no responsibility to buy them anything to protect them.
But once you have made the mistake of buying them a mattress, when you take it away and they're going to jump, you're going to feel guilty because I'm the one who took the mattress away that killed him, which is not how that works.
Yeah. Or not buy them another mattress when they...
Or this mattress isn't fancy enough. It's not soft enough. I want a memory foam. Yeah.
No, not memory foam. Lame.
Yeah. Recently, so we have in our area... It's called. There's a clinic, and they're very pro-life, but they're not in the. They're small, so they're not trying to like shoot down abolition bills. They mainly focus on like giving ultrasounds, giving food, clothes, and diapers to young mothers and families. They offer parenting classes, like kind of save your soul kind of classes, or Christian.
Might want to move closer to the mic. Looks like it's not picking you up well.
I guess, I could turn that up in post maybe. But yeah, we have a group that does a lot of that, not only pregnancy prevention. Sorry. No. Sorry. Abortion prevention. It's a pregnancy crisis center, and they do amazing things. My wife works there. I can say that now. My wife. Yeah. That's awesome. I love saying that. Yeah. But every year they have a dinner. Or it's a fundraising dinner, and I go, and they explain what has happened in like the Tri-County area and how most abortions. There's only been like 20 to 80,000 physically performed abortions in Texas in the last 3 years, but the number of pills is about the same
as it was drop in surgical abortions.
So although that's great, we don't have doctors performing it as much. It's still happening almost as frequently. In the way they order the pills online from like Russia or other places. They have no instructions, and it's a horrible thing, and the pills don't exactly work. Sometimes, so there's two pills. One that induces, I think the first one is one that's supposed to kill the child, and the one that induces labor to get rid of the child.
Okay, so you take two pills.
Huh. You can reverse the first one.
Right.
You can not bring it back to life, but put the right chemicals in the mother so that the baby lives.
Right. If you catch it fast enough.
Yes. Yeah. And so often what happens is a lot of young women who feel pressured or are doing it, they feel guilty for some reason. They took the first pill. If they call that pregnancy crisis center, they can reverse it.
Right.
They go to a hospital, there's not much they can do. They won't do that. It's going to be money.
Right. They probably could if they
Yeah.
decided to, but
And so
I'm glad our place invested, like they invested in that before.
it's actually like it's life saving. You know, it's not just prevention; it's active.
And they
work.
started doing that before Dobbs, which is really good.
I think so.
So now they're ready for post Dobbs America.
Now, their mission is that before when a lady searches up, sorry, I was just getting on back of my train of thought. Yes, so but when they take the first pill and they feel guilty and they need help, they're going to look online. The first thing our place wants to do is to be the first thing on Google, the first suggestion.
The number one
and that costs a lot of money, and they need a lot of donors for that, because if they would rather spend more money to be right there so a girl comes in and they save the baby, and then before it's in their hand and there's blood everywhere and it's dead and it's too late. And so that's one way. Like, we can be mad about the government, or we can try to help those women before it actually happens, and before to prevent those atrocities, because it's horrible. Yeah. I'm really proud of what my wife does there as like a receptionist, and help schedule those appointments for the families who need assistance, and for everyone else there who does their work. It's really cool.
And that's kind of the good side of the pro-life movement, is a crisis pregnancy centers doing that on the ground, preaching Christ to those women.
It's this
helping reverse.
The centers aren't the ones that are trying to shoot down the bills. It's these big March for Life, huge $1 billion.
Yeah,
NGOs.
I don't remember if it's that one, but there's one in Texas that teamed up with Planned Parenthood to shoot down Brent Money's abolition bill in Texas just this spring. It's awful. So be careful who you send your money to. A lot of Christians are supporting pro-life organizations that are purposely shooting down abolition bills.
Yeah.
And, well, what is an abolition bill? What does that do? Why is it different?
Well, it makes it all illegal because, for instance, in Texas we have a heartbeat bill. They detect the heartbeat. You can't have an abortion. But you can't have an abortion if you're pregnant, and they can't detect a heartbeat.
I thought we had gone beyond that and said you can't have any surgical abortions even before the heartbeat. I thought we fixed that.
I might be a little outdated on that.
Whichever one it is.
Either way, it's supposed to there's still pill abortions that are mainly used.
Right. There's a cutout. Yeah. The woman cannot be punished.
Right.
And even if you say, no, you can't do that, but we're not going to do anything about it if you do, then it's not really illegal.
It's not illegal.
There's no teeth.
And it's not that people might immediately go to punishment, killing mother. It's not that. It's being held liable for a life you took. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter if you're the mother or the father or a random person or a drunk guy who's in his car driving. You killed someone, you're liable for that.
Right.
And so that bill, if there's no liability, it's not illegal. Mm-hmm. It's just an allowed offense, and we don't think that that's not something we do for people outside the womb. Why should it be any different for unborn children?
Right. And some people will make the argument like, oh, as a nation we've been lying to women for 50 years, so a lot of them don't know that they're really babies in the womb. I remember seeing these. Somebody made this big scam, and it got into a bunch of textbooks. Right. It's these pictures of fetuses, and it's like a growth chart.
Yeah.
It's all these, and the baby, the fetus goes through these different stages of looking like a lizard and a fish and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And those were in textbooks for the longest time, and really they were just pictures of fish and lizards and stuff. Mm-hmm. Fetus.
I heard about where even past, for the first couple of weeks, it doesn't look like a human because it's for lack of a better term, a clump of cells. It is. It's a baby.
Kind of a blob.
It is cells building and growing because it's human. But they made it look like that for far longer than it should have in week term. So like much longer. You think it only looks like a baby towards the end. It's like what? No.
Isn't it like 2 weeks? There's a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
That's the earliest they can detect it, I think. So.
Yeah. So be careful who you send your money to. Send money to your local Christian crisis pregnancy center.
Not the big NGOs. They don't do anything except mess with politics. They mess things up.
And support your representatives that actually are trying to get abolition bills through. Abolition bills are not the scary woman-hating bills that people want you to think they are. We already have murder laws that say if you didn't mean to kill that person, we don't punish you as much. Mm-hmm. Or if you were coerced into killing somebody, we don't punish you, or we don't punish you as much.
Right.
So we already, if we just make abortion murder under the law, then all of those will apply. If the father or the grandfather or the friend or whatever coerces you into having an abortion, then they'll be punished.
Yeah.
If somebody slipped an abortion pill into your food or something, you're not liable at all. Mm-hmm. If for the longest time after abolition becomes law in the United States, I guarantee it, lawyers will argue ignorance.
Yeah.
And maybe half the time they'll be right. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that will lower the sentence on the woman, which if they're actually ignorant, yes, it should be lowered.
Yeah.
It shouldn't go away. There should still be liability for that. You still spilled blood. But
the ignorance against the law is not a defense against it. You killed someone, whether it was completely you knew what you were doing or not, which is
right.
Levels of punishment.
Yeah. At the very least, you'll be punished for knowingly breaking the law. Mm-hmm. Because basically nobody in the United States will not hear about an abolition law. Yeah. That will be publicized so much.
Yeah.
Mostly by our enemies.
Hey, power to them. You know that ad they used to run called "This is your Republican Congressman" right before the election, and he was like the most base guy ever. He's like, "I want to ban pornography. You can't do that." And I'm like, "Let's go." Where can I like this guy?
They put out another one just recently against the deportations.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and some of it's that one especially. It was
the deportation one wasn't as
it wasn't as straightforwardly good.
Yeah,
it was kind of what they actually mean, as opposed to what's being said in the video, is good. Yes, I voted for that.
Yeah.
Get the illegals out of here.
Mm-hmm. Not that's my wife and their papers were caught up or something.
Yeah, in the video it was like he was saying, no, she's legal, she was born here or whatever.
She looks different.
It doesn't matter. She looks like them. It's like, no, that's not how it works. That's not what we're trying for. That's not what they're doing. Yeah. I firmly believe. But yeah. But yeah, those previous ones before the election, like ban porn, ban abortion. Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I wish we were as conservative as people in their video.
I'm a Republican congressman. I was just elected, so I get to make the decisions. Yes, let's go. Please. I wish there would be more people like, Brent Money, Dusty Devers in Oklahoma, was a state senator. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's just a lack of conviction. It's just classic, 90s libertarian, conservative,
not them, the other ones. I wish that list was so much longer.
Yeah,
we can only name two.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is more. Something like half of the states have abolition bills in their states.
Submitted.
Legislative,
they just can't get forward for some,
And I'm sure a lot of them have been shot down, like Texas is one so far.
Yeah.
It would be really cool to, if we get good at this whole podcast thing, it'd be really cool to get Ben Zeisloft or somebody on here to talk to us about it as well.
Kind of provide some insights. I'm sure they're all.
He's got his finger on the pulse on that.
Yeah, following it closely.
Right.
So that was our topic today. Just kind of going over abortion and child sacrifice. Guess we can move to a new section of the show called Terrible Dad Joke. I think Ben has one lined up here for us.
Yeah. So what is a a manual car do if it wants to be automatic? It transmissions.
I thought it was gonna be like a Mexican joke or something because you said Emmanuel. But no. Transmissions is.
There might have to be multiple versions of that joke.
I got a bad one for you. What does the beach say to the ocean after a long tide?
What?
Long time no see.
No see. There was 2 puns in there.
Yeah. Long time no see.
Now, I have a proposal.
Okay, hear me out.
Under Christian nationalism, every county will have just a guy with a pickup truck, has a bunch of rocks in his truck bed, and these hilariously huge bottles of Elmer glue. Mm-hmm. And he'll drive around on the roads, toss rocks in the potholes, and squeeze Elmer's glue in there until the proper repair trucks come through.
It's like a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
I support that.
Yeah, excellent.
What do you do for work? I'm the glue guy. Yeah.
This might be a proper use for the grok image making. I'm going to go see if I can get it to do that. I'm really bad at making it do what I want it to do, but
yeah.
Oh well.
You're bad at manipulation is what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Is that a red flag or a green flag?
I think it's a green flag.
Yes.
You shouldn't be manipulating people.
Huh. Is that what we're going to have to teach everybody to do in the coming years in the AI revolution? Teach everybody to be manipulators?
Yeah, I mean, there are people, I've seen the memes where it's like, you treat grok like it's your slave, like, make it longer, only 600 words, more human, stuff like that. Make it so it can pass an AI detector, that kind of stuff.
Now, this is another point where Matt Walsh is right in spirit, but wrong in application.
Really?
Yes. So he rightly rails against people using AI in like college essays and that kind of thing, and people not getting kicked out for that. Like the guy at his graduation was like showing like how he got ChatGPT to do his whole thesis or his whole doctoral thesis or what, I don't remember what it was. Yeah. It's just blatant. Terrible.
Cheating,
Matt Walsh's application on his solution for that is this will destroy the school system and will have to be super localized, super personalized going forward. Homeschooling is the way forward, which I love homeschooling.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But he's not quite right. He's saying that like that's the only solution. But I went to junior college and I had one professor, my history professor, which I kind of took that one for fun. I didn't have to take the history, but I'm glad I did. It was cool. Yeah. Anyway, he had kind of the scariest way of doing it of any of my professors. He had no quizzes, no like true and false, multiple choice. Mm-hmm. Everything was essays, which he had a few scattered throughout the whole semester that you could write down and submit. Like right outside of class. Yeah. But the 2 the final and the midterm were both in person during that hour or 2 exam time, handwritten.
That's
handwritten. Yeah. And he was a speed reader. I handed him my draft. It was like a page and a half. Yeah. Handwritten draft. He looks at it for like 30 seconds and hands it back to me and gives me feedback.
Wow,
was insane.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because that's the only analog where you can not cheat.
Right. As long as you take away
a smartwatch or the smart glasses,
and you didn't know 100% what your topic was going to be.
Oh, so you couldn't prepare.
Right. Well, you could prepare. What he did was take notes, professors. This was awesome. Terrible as a student, but awesome. He would give you weeks before, give you 4 topics. Your exam will be on one of these 4 topics. And then day of, when you get into class for the exam, he wrote down 2 of those 4 and said, you have to write me a essay on one of these two.
Mm-hmm.
So what some people, weird prepper people, they would write a essay on 3 of those 4.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, 3 of those 4.
3 of the 4, so
that
you
way,
always have one.
Right.
Yeah.
That way they had already written an essay on at least one of the 2 that were going to be given in the exam. I didn't do that. I studied all 4 or 3 or 4 of the topics, but I didn't didn't write anything beforehand. It was easier than I expected it to be. Excuse me. Even though I hate writing and hate handwriting. But anyway, that might be the way forward for college professors and high school professors too. And I think we'd have better educational weapons.
Right-wing response.
Right response.
Yeah.
Or the right perspective.
Gross.
You don't like Joe Webben?
No.
Me?
Gross.
I don't listen to him much, but I do like.
He's like.
I do like some of his stuff.
He's like praising Nick Fuentes and all this stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now I'm told I didn't watch that one. Did you?
No.
Okay. I'm told the people that actually listened to it. Are we being recorded right now?
Yeah, but I can delete it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm told by the people that actually listened to it is like they were saying he was right on some political thing.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a blanket. Fuentes is cool.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's funny because he did start. I think the literal quote was that Fuentes is kind of a cool guy. We need to recognize that.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
I just find him to say he says cheap things with no understanding of chair, no understanding of love. But on the handwriting, I'm really quiet. I mean, gosh, turn the audio up.
Come a little closer.
A little closer to the mic. How about that? There we go. How's that? The handwriting, when you write things down, not only does it help your memorization skills, it makes you think better.
Right.
In contrast, it was shown that people who use ChatGPT for everything lost 30% of their entire intelligence. Like they just went straight from like maybe 100 IQ to straight 70. Like room temperature, like lukewarm, kind of. Yeah. So don't use AI for most things, people. It's also, especially Grok, is incredibly inaccurate in the sense that it's trained primarily off of information on X.
Right.
Most of X is just straight bots. It's not going to be accurate. And same with Google, because it's just a really, really intelligent or complicated text prediction machine based off whatever it's reviewed. Mm-hmm. So that's why it was spitting out a bunch of like anti-Semitic Jew bile the last time, because that's what it's read mainly.
Right. Now, Michael Knowles just found that it will give him fake sources. Like he said it quoted, was that Augustine or something like that?
Yeah.
Or Thomas Aquinas, and gave him the reference, and he went and looked in the book, and it was just made up.
Yeah.
Like the reference referenced a real part of the book, but the quote was totally bogus.
That's crazy. Those just hallucinate random things.
It's weird.
Yeah.
He said he does use it sometimes for research, but he has it give him sources, and he can go look at that source.
Yeah.
So it can be useful in that way if you use it carefully.
Yeah, that's basically how I like to use Grok or Perplexity. I like Perplexity.
Oh, I haven't heard of that one.
It's pretty good. It just is a summary machine, a better search engine. I take the sources, I go look at it, and I'll be like, okay, that's cool. Let me write my own version because because AI generated. It's funny. They tested the Declaration of Independence for being AI generated. Oh. It's like 93% of it was just because. And it basically how it detects it is it doesn't have proper grammar. If yes, it's AI generated because humans don't have really actual proper English. Written and spoken English is so different nowadays.
Was it saying it was too perfect?
Yeah, it was. It was so perfect. It said it's AI generated, like 93%.
Wow.
So
that's hilarious.
yeah, it's funny because I would test my articles I used to write for the Conservative. Like, do people think I'm writing real stuff? And it said like 50%. I'm like, what is going on? So
50% AI
50%.
generated.
Like some of them were 50%. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh man, I had so what were you saying? Talking about AI. I don't remember. I was gonna say something, but I don't remember what it was. Oh well.
Yeah.
Well, this was fun.
Yeah.
A return. How's married life?
Oh, it's
Before
good.
we go away.
It's
This is
good.
our first podcast since you got married. You decided not to spend your first Saturday as a married man
Yeah.
with me. That's
No.
a good decision.
We had to reschedule that.
Yeah.
Most of it is figuring out when the laundry needs to be done and what we're eating tomorrow. That's 90% of it. The other part is trying to communicate and telling each other we need to go to bed on time. That for us, that's how it is. And
Right.
I think we're doing pretty good on
Good.
So yeah.
I expected to do way more laundry as a married man than I do now. After and I did do some of the laundry while we were childless and we're going to the laundromat, and I found that very relaxing. Actually, I like going to a laundromat.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of laundromat do you go to?
I mean, it was a little ghetto, but it was clean.
Yeah.
But ever since we've had children and my wife retired, I have done basically no laundry. I could probably count on one hand how many times I've run a whole load through both machines. Now, every once in a while, it's like, oh, can you move them over? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you get that out of the laundry for me? Yeah. And I have no problem doing that. I grew up. I don't remember a time growing up that I didn't do my own laundry.
Yeah.
I'm sure that time was there. 1-year-olds have trouble doing that. But
Two, you need to get to work. Like, get off your butt. You didn't fight Al Qaeda. Get up.
yeah, teach your kids how to do laundry. There are college students that don't know how to do laundry.
Yeah.
Or wash dishes or cook. It's insane.
Yeah. Just raising children.
It's when you decide not to raise them. You just give them to the public schools.
Yeah.
And give them an iPad when they come home. Those are terrible parents. What are your thoughts on gentle parenting?
What do you think?
I think you're a reasonable person.
We have been so anti-gentle parenting and anti-iPad kid ever since. This is probably one of the things that made me realize I want to marry this woman. Because we agreed iPad kids are the worst, shouldn't do that, and gentle parenting sucks. And the reason for that is you need to spank your kids. I think it's a biblical thing.
Absolutely.
Now, I kind of want to do something that my parents did, is explain this was the rule. You broke it. Here's the reason why we have the rule.
Yep.
You're sorry. I forgive you. Here's your punishment.
Right.
You need to have the punishment. Whether it's the spanking. I think spanking works up until they start to realize pain is not that bad. Like around 10, 11, 12. Maybe earlier for girls. And at that point, you start grounding them from things they want to do. So whether it's screen time, if you have screens, or you're not allowed to go out with your friends, things like that. Things they care about. But spanking is absolutely something we want to do. And gentle parenting is a way you want to set up your kids for failure. You're a terrible parent.
And I think my wife helped me realize this just the other day. It's woke parenting. Gentle parenting is woke parenting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're deciding to throw out thousands of years of tradition of this works. This is how we raise decent human beings.
Yeah.
And it's also loving without wisdom, which is, I think, is a large part of woke. It's we will avoid. We're going to avoid giving them pain because pain is the worst thing ever. Discomfort is the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
We spank, and I think you mentioned a really good thing, explaining it, saying I forgive you, all that. And that comes in stages. So our boys are 2.5.
Yeah.
And right now, at first it was just a slap on the hand, spank, whatever, saying don't touch, don't do this, whatever.
They can't quite understand the complexity of don't touch the stove. Other than it hurts.
Now there's a little bit. Now we've added an extra step or two we at some point it's like, okay, they can start to understand. Don't throw your water. That makes a mess. Mm-hmm. We don't want messes. Yeah. Don't throw your hard toy. You can hurt people. And we'll give them a spanking. Often they'll cry. Like, go to your room and cry. Our kids are not allowed to throw fits in the public spaces of the house. You're not allowed to throw a fit in our living room. You go to your room. And that actually helps them calm down way faster, we found.
Yeah. Well, they realize they want to be with you and with the family, and it's the only thing to fix that is to not cry. So.
Right. And sometimes if it's a attention-seeking fit, you just took the wind out of their sails. They have to go over there.
Yeah.
Okay. They're like, okay, what's the point? I'll come back and stop crying.
They wanted. Yeah.
Exactly. And the other step we've added is when they come back or when they're about done crying, we'll be like, are you ready for your hug? And they'll often stop crying at that point and come get a hug.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the, I forgive you, you're still loved.
Yeah.
Because they can't understand that a spanking is loving.
Yeah.
You as a parent should understand that. And I think that's part of the problem.
Setting them up for success when you teach them what is right and what is wrong.
Exactly.
I was so sick of hearing I think it's really smart what you're doing. I think we'll adopt that when we have kids here soon. Hopefully soon,
Yeah.
When I have kids. When you, let's see.
I think later we'll add the, let's see, what did you mentioned, I forgive you, this is wrong, why is it wrong? We'll add more explanations as to why the rule is there.
Right. I think that comes especially after like 5 or 6 when they...
Probably earlier than that.
Yeah. I guess I'm not...
It's amazing. For all the talk I do about have high expectations for your kids, hold them to high expectations, my kids are still surprising me. Maybe because it's just they have my genes and they're super smart, but
that's possible.
They're still really surprising me as to the words they can say, the concepts they can kind of grasp.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy. They've started saying sorry in both the I hurt you and in the comforting way. We've had them ever let's see, because they couldn't say sorry, we had them like, oh, you hurt your little sister, go give her a kiss. Kiss on the forehead or whatever. And now it's give them a kiss, say you're sorry. And they heard us say sorry as a comforting thing for so long. Now they're doing that, especially for their little sister.
They're mimicking,
Yeah,
it's nice.
It's really cool. It is the cutest thing. I feel sorry for people that decide to just have one kid. You are missing out on so much older sibling, younger sibling interaction.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Don't have just one kid.
Yeah. We'd like to have a lot of kids. We're thinking like 4 or 5. I like 5.
Okay.
I think that's good.
Nice medium-sized family.
Yeah. Medium. Yeah.
People you don't have a lot of
kids. Insane. And I'm like, well.
You don't have a lot of kids until you have 7.
Yeah. I think that's pretty decent. It's funny. We lived down in Houston, and down there, 4 kids was a huge family. We come up here, and we just got started. Everybody's got 6 or 7 in the house. The others are at Harding, like Harding University or something. So
1 through 3 is a small amount of kids. 4 through 6 is medium. After that, you can call yourself a large family.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But I had 9 siblings growing up, but we weren't the largest in our church.
I was trying to think about how to say it. Like, well, I mean, when you can eat a whole like family pack size of a snack, like, I don't know, like you should make them way bigger than a whole Costco pallet.
There you go.
I just got Good Ranchers.
Okay. Why?
Because we need meat.
But they're way overpriced.
I got $40 off. It was $100 for like a lot of meat.
But they're so overpriced.
It's for quality meat.
It's good meat, but you can.
I don't like Walmart.
I can tell you where to get quality meat.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see how. I haven't tasted it yet. We'll see what happens when it gets here.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Use the code Shapiro or Knowles, you get $40 off. We're not sponsored. I'm just.
And I looked into it. They're constantly pushing it at the Daily Wire, and it's probably good meat.
Yeah,
I mean, I believe them. But
there's something. So working at the company I have, I typically have the mindset of I'm okay paying a higher premium because that's the cost of doing business with somebody. And of course, you want to be thrifty and you want to have.
Right.
But sometimes the cheapest option isn't the most. It's not top quality. You don't have to have top quality all the time. But I was like, you know what, we want to. She wants to be really healthy. We want to have healthy foods. It's like, this looks like a good option. It's only like $100 a month for like 8 chicken breasts, 4 steaks, a lot of ground beef, and some bacon. I guess it's a pretty good deal to me for quality meat. So
maybe the prices have gone down. I don't know.
Yeah.
But is their chicken pasture raised?
Yes.
It is? Okay. I wonder where they're getting
I would take y'all's chicken over.
Right.
But
and if you want pasture raised chicken, getrealchicken.com. Good place to look. A lot of people don't know where to find pasture raised chicken.
Yeah, because the words like cage free.
Yeah.
Just means they live in a concrete box instead of a cage.
Yeah.
Big building.
Free range chicken means there's a little patio off of a 150-foot long building where there's 4,000 chickens in there, and there's room for 50 chickens on that patio, maybe 200 chickens. That's not free range.
Yeah.
Don't buy free range. You're paying a premium for nothing.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
USDA now has actually says what pasture raised is now.
So they clarified then.
Yeah. So hopefully that helps a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be nice. There's so much confusion. Like, natural flavors is not natural at all.
Yeah, that's what my wife tells me. I haven't looked into it, but I believe it.
I think what it means is there's a gland in I think it's this it's called beaver's butt or something. It's like there's a chemical in a skunk and like a beaver's anus that they take, which flavors everything we use. And it's weird. So
before we go, I was reminded of a great animal that's amazing evidence against Darwinian evolution. Have you heard of the bombardier beetle?
No, I haven't.
So the bombardier beetle, it's I think it's like the size of a June bug or something, and it has 3 what are they called? Just pockets in its abdomen. And in 2 of those, it holds these 2 different chemicals that it makes in its glands.
Really?
Yeah. And whenever it feels threatened, it pushes those chemicals into the third
pocket?
Yeah, the third pocket, where they mix, and the chemical reaction turns those chemicals into 200-degree acid, and it shoots out of the back of the beetle, and it can aim at bug or mouse or whatever.
I don't like that.
Darwinian evolution, for that to work, they would have been blowing themselves up. They would have they would have been able to create one, if Darwinian evolution actually worked at all.
Never has.
Never will.
Yeah.
So dumb. But if it worked, then in this case, Darwinian evolution is supposed to work off of, if it doesn't work, the body will get rid of it. Then it would create one chemical section would evolve, but it would be useless.
Yeah.
And so it wouldn't keep it. Or if both of them somehow evolved at the same time, they would blow up the beetle, and then those genetics wouldn't be passed on. Look up the bombardier beetle.
Okay.
It's amazing, and it's really cool to watch. It's like it has a turret on the bottom, like a flying fortress.
Interesting.
And it just shoots at the ants or whatever they're coming at it.
Yeah, it's a defense mechanism.
It can shoot inches away. I mean, it's
wow.
Which also, I think it can launch the beetle away from the enemy as well.
That's really
predator.
smart.
Yeah.
God was like, deal with this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another one is giraffes. I don't know if you ever thought about how when they bend down their head to take a drink, because they do it from standing up, and now their head goes from 20 feet in the air to foot level. If there wasn't something to fight against that, all that blood rushing to their head would blow out their brains.
Yeah.
But there's a sponge in their head, and all the blood rushes down and fills that sponge. It's a blood sponge. And the other thing that would happen if it didn't have that sponge is lion comes up, starts chasing it, pops up its head, runs 2 feet, blacks out, falls, it's dead.
Yeah.
That's what would happen. But because there wouldn't be blood in the brain.
Yeah.
But because of that sponge that's gathered that extra blood, it pops its head up real fast, and it's got a storage of blood in its head ready to go to the brain. And so it doesn't black out.
Yeah.
We've all stood up too fast.
Yeah.
And
when the invitation is church and you get up and you're like, oh, you might also have an iron deficiency.
I don't think I've stood up too fast in a long time. Maybe I'm just getting older and I get up slower. Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Maybe I'm not as active as I should be then.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, Darwinian evolution is fake and gay, and you heard it here first. I hope that's not true, but it's done.
You heard it from Ben.
Yeah,
it's fake and gay. And yeah, thanks for joining us today. We went over a lot of things, and we'll be back next time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Talk to y'all later.
See ya.